So you all can see the screen? So this is a course. The contents of this course are what you're seeing right there. This course is actually designed not by me. It's actually designed by, if you really see, it's actually designed by Vyasadeva himself, Veda Vyas. You know, we call him Veda Vyas or Vyasadeva. When we come into the, so if we were struggling, Prabhuji and myself, excuse my ignorance again, Prabhuji, I'll get Venkatesh Garu. Venkatesh Garu and myself, we were trying to figure out this, this TV and how to operate it. We really struggled a little bit. That's the same case with our life too. We kind of try to figure out in life things, but we don't know how to unlock the mysteries. And if we were referring to the manual that came along with this TV, probably we would have accelerated our figuring out thing, right? So similarly, just like the way to operate this machine, we need a manual. Similarly, to operate this machine, this is also in Krishna in Bhagavad Gita calls this human body as a machine too. It's actually a machine, right? There's so much of technology going on underneath the skin. So this machine also needs to be operated. Yantra rudhani mayaya, Krishna says. Yantra. This is also yantra. So to operate this machine, there is a manual given in the form of Vedic scriptures. The Vedic scriptures, again, very high level, 40,000 feet bird's view perspective. The whole Vedic scriptures are divided into 4. It's compiled by Vyasadeva or Veda Vyas, right? There are 4. It's actually original one Veda. Veda, by the way, the word comes from the root word called with. With means to know, to knowledge. So everybody tell me, what is with means? Knowledge. There you go. So any knowledge is called Veda, right? So Veda is, originally it was one, but then he divided into 4 sections and he compiled that, Vyasadeva. And those 4 Vedas are called what? Anybody knows? Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvana Veda. 4 Vedas. And where the Vedas end is called Vedanta. Okay? So Vedanta means is the philosophy that was derived from these Vedic scriptures. And that was given in the form of Upanishads. Upa means to sit under submissively. Nishad means to actually gain that knowledge. Upanishad means one submissively acquires that knowledge from a spiritual master. So that is called Upanishads. So there are how many Upanishads primarily? What number I used? Anybody knows? Your name better? I forgot. You want to take a guess? Yes, want to take a guess? Khyati? How many Upanishads? Not one. 108. Yeah, 108. Yeah? And among the Upanishads, after the Upanishads are, again, that was too much. Right? And then Vyasadeva, what he did is, he gave, of course, itihasas in the form of Ramayana, Mahabharata, right? And then he gave, many angas are there. There is different portions of Vedic scripture. But then he finally gave Brahma Sutras. What are they called? They are also called Vedanta Sutras. What are they called? Yeah, so he gave. So these are called aphorisms. Means only one-liner. So for a student to remember the whole theory, sometimes, even when in our 10+2 intermediate and all, back in India, I don't know, some of you did it or not. At least my friends did. They will take one small chitti. Chitti means one small paper in the exam. They'll write the code. Right? To remember the whole thing, he'll just write the formula and he'll put it. And in the exam, he'll look like this and then start writing. Right? How many of you have done it? See? Some of you have done it. So that is, he is writing aphorism. He is writing some small formula for a huge theory. Right? So for example, one of the formula is called Athato Brahma Jignasha. Athato Brahma Jignasha. Means, therefore one must inquire about absolute truth. That's what it means. Okay? So that's called Athato Brahma. It's one-liner, that's all. But that under that, there is a huge amount of theory. But the student will remember that. These are called sutras, aphorisms. So Vedanta Sutras were given by Vyasadeva. But then, over a period of time, the Vedanta Sutras again needed a commentary by themselves because it's again usually passed through Shruti. Right? Shruti means heard and then repeated. in a disciplic succession. So that's how, so Vyasadeva actually gave then the natural commentary in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. Repeat that. Srimad Bhagavatam is the natural comment. And natural means the commentary directly came from the author. The author gave the formula, but then again the author also gave the explanation for each one of them in more detail. That is called Bhagavatam, right? So like that, and then Mahabharat came. In Mahabharat there is a war. War is happening between whom? Pandavas and Kauravas. And at that, on the war field, Lord Shri Krishna spoke a big lecture to Arjuna. What is it called? Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. So Bhagavad Gita actually is a part of Mahabharat, but then it is the amount of knowledge, this entire Vedic scriptures, Vedantas, 108 Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, so much of knowledge. Anybody has time to read all of them? Yeah, if anybody has full dedicated time to read all of that, please raise your hand. I don't have. We are all busy, right? So he condensed all that, and when Lord Shri Krishna spoke, that came in the form of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavat means from the Lord, Bhagavan. Gita means song. The song that was sung by Bhagavan. Yeah, the song that was sung by Bhagavan. So that is called Bhagavad Gita. In fact, Shripad Shankaracharya says, of all, if you were to cut and paste all the scriptures in one place, and then summary that comes, in the form of Bhagavad Gita, right? There is a very nice shloka in Gita Mahatmya. I went blank on it, but if I recollect, I'll recite that. So that Bhagavad Gita is again part of the Vedic scriptures itself, and is given by whom? Who is the author, original compiler of Vedic scriptures? Huh? Vyasadeva. Everybody. What's his name? Vyasadeva. Everybody, please clap for him. Encourage that kid. Good job. And for you too. Okay. So Vyasadeva is the original compiler. So he is the one who gave this. So he condensed all that into just 700 shlokas. If you understand 700 shlokas and their intention properly, then you understood the entire Vedic scriptures. Entire. You can actually claim that I understood in essence. We want to become Saragrahi. Saragrahi means what? Saram means what? The condensed, the final summary. We want to, Grahi means we absorb. We want to absorb that. Once you understand the summary of the whole thing, then you don't need to, details are details, but at least you have understood the principles, right? So that came in the form of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And this course is actually completely based on Bhagavad Gita. And we will go beyond also. But the course is completely from the teachings of Srimad Bhagavad Gita itself. And it's very difficult. If you pick up Bhagavad Gita, by ourselves, and if you start reading, all things will fly off. So this is going to make it super easy, very easy for everybody to understand. Once you understand all these principles, all these topics, then it becomes very easy for you to understand Bhagavad Gita. So this is going to accelerate and understand Bhagavad Gita. This is like understanding the manual for our human life. Huh? What better? She has a question?
She's asking me, did you go here?
Okay. Did you go? Yeah, we will go into that details. Yes. So if you really see, the first topic here is in search of happiness, right? Anything and everything, whatever we do in this world, we do it for one thing, which is dash. Fill in the blank. Happiness. Nothing else. Whether we come here, we all chose to come here. This is a Saturday evening. You could have gone to a Cinemark, or you could have gone to a nice Sarvana Bhavan restaurant or whatever. But you all chose to come here. Why? Because you have already transcended that taste. You want more. You want to see more. What else is there in life, right? You want to inquire. That is the topic, the first topic. Then, again, is God. What we're going to do is we're going to take one step back completely, and even rationally, logically, we will question what is this concept of God. Let's all become, for the time being, atheists, even if we believe in God. We're going to start from there. Why should I even believe in God? Is this just some people may come and say, this is just a creation of human mind. We just created because we wanted to bring some order, and we need somebody to control the society. Hence, you need the concept of God. So we'll start from there. Okay? So things that we never even dare to ask our, elders. So in my childhood, I used to, my father, my grandfather used to do all these pujas. And when I ask questions, you're not supposed to ask questions. Don't ask questions. Like that they'll say. Just do it. Right? Just do it, just do it, just do it. Everybody will say, just do it. But they will not answer. But here, and that's the reason why actually many of us who have actually moved into this country, we are challenged with our kids now asking all these questions. Neither we know the answers, nor can we give a substantial argument for them to at least understand and comprehend. So this course will actually help you. You can go to the fundamental questions and challenge it. If I know, no question is a dumb question. No question is a dumb question. An answer can be dumb. I could be giving a dumb answer, and you can please excuse with your kind hearts. But no question is a dumb question. So we'll put all the questions on the table. We'll see if I don't have an answer, I'll take that as a homework and come back and serve you with a proper response, or at least the one perspective I can add to your responses. Okay? So no question is a dumb question. So we will start right from there. Is God a creation of human mind? Why I should believe in the scriptures? And these are all, Bhagavad Gita, we have a grandma at our home, you can take it. She will come to this Bhagavad Gita. Who cares, right? That's how we think. Why should I believe in Bhagavad Gita? Why should I believe in all these Brahma Sutras? What is the scriptures are? The moment you bring these scriptures into my life, you know what? I'm happily enjoying my life. Suddenly you bring all these things. What is this? This dogmatic understanding. That means, does it mean that I cannot now browse my Netflix? Does it mean that I cannot, go buy my whatever Lululemon or Tesla, whatever? It's nothing about that, right? So this is a perspective to add to your life. Just bring some more meaning to what's going on in life. That's how we're going to approach this. What are the three modes of material nature? Three modes of material nature means we'll go into that. There are three modes. They are called gunas. They are called what? Gunas. There are how many? Three. They are called Sattva Guna. Repeat that. Sattva Guna, which means mode of goodness. Rajo Guna, which means mode of passion. Tamo Guna, which means mode of ignorance. So the whole life, everything you take, anything you take in this world can be classified into these three. We're going to go very detailed into that. Then who is a guru? Why do you need one? I can learn by myself. Nowadays, you have Udemy, you have, Coursera, you have everything, right? You can learn any skill you want. YouTube itself, freely you can learn everything. Isn't it? Chat GPT is there. You can write, the Chat GPT will write the program for yourself, right? She's laughing because maybe some of you youngsters are already using it. My son started using it in the homework, and then the teacher and everybody. Now we have tools that will actually capture whether it's from Chat GPT or not. So be careful. Okay, you use that only as your, as a way to access information, but employ your own contribution. So I don't need a guru. I don't need anything. So we're going to go into the details of that. Then we'll question ourselves. Who am I? What is this? And what's my real nature? What really is death and what happens after? It's a kind of a gray subject matter, but we still don't want to shy away from anything. We want to ask those questions too. We'll see. Then we have this destiny versus free will versus God's mercy. Everything is God has designed already. So for me to be here, it's already decided. So then where is the question of my choice then? God will take care, right? Those things we'll have, those questions. So what is the difference between destiny? Destiny means you already been destined to come. For example, you're buying a ticket to Delhi, let's say, or Hyderabad, or Tirupati, or Odisha. You're buying a ticket. So that means you know what your destination, right? So it's already destined. Then where is the question of, if you're already destined to happen, then why should I even bother all these things? Why should I do? Anyway, I'll get it's like a lottery ticket. Can anybody explain the logic behind lottery? It's lottery, right? Anything we cannot explain in this world, we think that is luck. The word that we use is called luck. Or a lucky, ho gaya. But we're going to examine that in detail in that. Now, why do bad things happen to good people? We don't ask why good things happen to bad people. We ask that question. My neighbor guy is, jab bhi dekho pee raha hai, bas masti kar raha hai. And he always picks fight with others, and he has no social responsibility. This guy is getting his green card, he's getting his Tesla, he's getting this thing and that thing. What is that? And I am trying to be very good. I don't at least harm anybody. And nothing is happening to me. right? And this guy is, and we both will go to, that happens in IT also. The other guy and me, both of us actually came from the same college, same degree, almost similar marks, same boss, and this guy suddenly gets a promotion and I don't get it. And this guy drinks, he boozes, he goes around so many things, but I am trying to do some little agarbatti and all. I don't get it, this guy gets promotion. What is happening, right? We want to ask that question. We want to really examine why these things are happening, right? Or, especially in Mataji circles, I got, whatever, I will not get into that. So, necklace and all that, you know what I mean. So, they'll compare, that lady bought this one. Diamond necklace. Yeah, so these things are going on. Why these things are happening? Why do bad things happen to good people? Worst case is, not only I'm not getting green card, my green card is now in the queue for 24 years, right? So why those things are happening? Now, religion on trial, one God versus many gods. You have one God, this God, that God, so many gods. That's one of the things that actually, unfortunately, in South India now, a lot of this Christianity coming. And one of the cards that they use is, you guys have so many gods, you don't know what, none of them are helping you. We have one God. They say, you come to us. And that also, they're also confused. Who is the God? Then if you ask, somebody says Jesus, someone will say the Jehovah or whatever. They themselves don't know. So sometimes Jesus is referred as the Son of God. Actually, Jesus himself claimed himself as the Son of God, not God. Then who is the God? They don't know the God. So, but God is made in the image, so they'll say Jesus is our God right now. So anyway, all those confusions will be religion on trial. Literally, we'll examine. We'll put it on the table. We'll go deeper. We'll examine all those questions. We can challenge it, and we'll go from there. Again, when I use the word challenge, the idea is not to really challenge. The idea is to submissively understand the subject matter. It is not that, generally when people come to this, there are people who are really inquisitive. Prabhuji, I want to know what is this. Or Mataji, I really want to understand things about life. Yeah, thank you. Excuse me, sorry. So category number one people is, they really want to understand what's going on in life, with my life, in general. They want to inquire. Jignasa. Jignasa means inquisitiveness, to understand what's this all about. There are some other people who think they already know everything. I know, but I just came to see how good you are, or let me validate some of the things. That is another approach. Some people will come. This is another category, they come. The third category of people who come are like, अरे यार ये राधा कृष्ण प्रभु मेरा सर खा रहा है, चलो एक दिन जाएंगे, we'll go for one day, we'll give him an attempt, थोड़ा खा के चले जाएंगे बस. That's fine, or my grandmother or somebody, my friend or someone, my niece, or in this case she brought, चलो उनको खुश करने के लिए एक दिन आएंगे. I am using Hindi is okay, right? Hindi? Yeah. So we'll just come for one day, just to see. So that is the third one. But my sincere request to all these three categories of people is, simply give this an oral reception, bring all the questions you have. I would request that all three kind of people to kindly give an attentive oral reception to this. Decide what you want to do with the life. End of the day, it's all everyone's life. We are driving our own lives, right? There's no force, nothing like that. There is no money or anything like that, okay? There is absolutely no strings attached. This is just my way of giving back to the community, giving by, my way of expressing gratitude to the teachers through whom I got benefited. Believe it or not, when I was originally introduced, I was sitting just like most of you are. And by the way, the idea is also, if you are interested, to sit here and, speak about this in future, if you are interested. And there is nothing like, somebody is funding this, somebody is giving funds to this, and that's how I thought. We were like, a couple of friends who went, and one of the Prabhuji said, please come and, just join us for the small program. Just 15-20 minute program. Everybody said, and I was the easiest one to get convinced those days. So he caught me, and he said, please come in. And then everybody was saying, अरे चलो रे, अरे तुम दिमाग खराब हो गया क्या, क्यों जा रहे हो उसमें? तो वो तेरे से चेक लिखवाएगा, फंड्स लेगा तेरे से, और कुछ नहीं है, यहाँ पे सिर्फ ड्रामा चल रहा है. And I said, अरे, he's an elderly person, at least he asked us to come, just let's go. Then I forced, somehow I requested everybody, and all of us, we were about to slip away, because we had a movie to go and all that. So then, we slipped into that room. That room, the step that I took into that room completely changed my life. Completely. And never in the last 25 years, never was the question about money or hidden agenda to collect funds or anything. Never came in my life. That step, and not only all those 11 people, almost 7 of them actually came into this spiritual path of Krishna consciousness. I'm not saying that everybody should, but I'm saying, just give a chance to this. When you are hearing so many things, also give this a chance to see how this could help in your own life. Then we'll talk about yoga. Yoga means don't think that we're going to, if you are interested to do all Surya Namaskars and all, we can also do that. But this yoga is, what is this yoga and what is its purpose? We're going to examine that. Yoga means only thing that we are seeing right now is Surya Namaskar, and in Andhra there is a very famous person, Mantana Satyanarayana. Everybody is is doing a great service in inculcating good habits around food and all those things. But this is not about that. We're going to look at all possible ways of yoga and how is that applicable to our lives. And then we're going to conclude how to practically apply all this in our lives. Yeah? There is no use of discussing theory if you don't apply it in your own life, right? If somebody tells, and somebody is operating, let's say, God forbid, nobody wants to be on a medical operation theater to get operated. But let's say theoretically, somebody A is there, and that A is told that, okay, we are going to, a doctor is going to come and operate on you. He has never he read all the books in the world. The whole entire library he read, but he has never worked under a doctor, but he is going to work on you. Would you allow that person to operate? But he read all the books. He has all the knowledge. He went to the library, read every single book. Why not? Please clap to Khyati, everybody. Wow, amazing. Good job, Khyati. Very nice. Because he had no experience. So theory is theory, but unless you take the theory and apply in your own life, and again, experiment, dare to experiment. This session is meant for people who want to really dare. For example, there are people, one example, like is my wife. She wants, even at this age, she wants to do, what is that called? Skydive. Some people want to do skydive, they want to learn, flying and all these things. So some people really are very aggressive and daring. So this course is actually also meant for daring people. So dare to experiment with your own life. Take these principles, apply it, and see for yourself. If it doesn't bring any meaning to you, feel free to discard. Absolutely. There is no, this end of the day, it's meant for our lives, our own application. So that's what we are going to see in the how to practically apply. Now, usually I do this in 7 to 8 sessions. All these things are covered in 8 sessions, usually, depending upon the speed. We actually start with 6, but it ends up in 8. There are times where I've seen actually going for even 12 sessions also. So depending upon the interaction and how much interest and how many questions come, how much of time we spend on discussion, it can vary. So for example, probably today we won't be able to achieve much, but I'll still get into this course a little bit. But that's how it runs, just to give you an idea. Yeah? So any questions, reflections? Anything else you want to expect out of this course? Or does it really, at least very high level, think it? Oh, they don't even know what is going on. That's perfectly fine too. Yeah, so. We don't know, yeah. Okay, so perfect. Thank you for adding that. So if you don't have any agenda, you just came by to see, that's perfectly fine too. So this is the agenda we have. This will actually help us at least inquire about our own life. And more importantly, it will help actually the youngsters too very well. They'll understand what's the goal of life and what should I do in life, that thing. Yeah. So with that, let's go.
So these sessions will happen on every Saturday?
Yeah, that's the idea, Mataji.
Okay.
Yeah, every Saturday. If for any reason the time doesn't permit, if anything comes as a blocker, maybe we'll have a plan B on Sunday morning. I don't know. As we go, I'll take a poll of what works best for everybody too. Again, we live in a democratic world, so more people votes, we'll choose that. And if those who are interested to catch up on the recording, I may pass the recording. Yeah, but otherwise, I would encourage strongly to come and listen to this in person. And sometimes we may have a blocker with some sort of, again, I don't wish that it should happen. In the worst case, if something, death in a family or, distant families, or sometimes, ladies go through the monthly thing, off the altar and all that. Even in those situations, you can still come. This is just oral reception. There is nothing like, there is no stigma or anything attached to it. You can, this is always, hearing about Krishna Katha, hearing about Hari Katha has no rules, absolutely no rules. There are rules to do pujas, there are rules to do vratas and all that. But hearing and chanting the holy name like we chanted just now, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that there are